up, guys? This is your boy Ed from Savij, and I want to bring out a new segment for you guys where when I go to locals, whether it be one of the two locals that I go to, any one of the top 4 people who top, I will be doing a deck profile of theirs if they're okay with it and if they're down. So I just wanna do that because sometimes I profile a lot of my decks and we profile a lot of our team, but you know, there's also people out there in locals that that are really cool with us, and they're just some of the coolest people that I'm in. They're super nice and they want to come out on the channel. So what I want to do is that if they top and if they get first place or top 4, I'm gonna go ahead and deck profile their deck. So it should be pretty cool because then like that you guys would get to see something different from us. It won't just be our decks, but it will be other people's decks. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe this video. Follow us here or subscribe to us, I'm sorry, here on YouTube at Savij. And thank you guys. Let's go ahead and get into this deck profile.
All right, guys, here we got Alex over here from Team Caliber. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing today.
All right, so I just went undefeated at our locals. I'm playing Virtual Worlds. I just want to give a quick shout out to Elite, Savij. They're another team at this locals, and they've always been kind to my team, and they've always been very inviting to the players. So shout out to them and shout out to the channel because they do add good content. Give it a good watch and subscribe, all of that good stuff. Comment. There you go. And then a shout out to my team, Team Caliber, in specific, Johnny. This deck bricks a lot, and he helped me with the ratios. So today I can say for the first time I did not brick once today.
Nice. Tell me a little bit about your matchups today.
So I played Drytons, Virtual Worlds, a 60 card Ellis, Shadal, Dogma. That's all I can remember, honestly.
Okay, well, we know that the final match was what, 2 undefeated? What were y'all playing?
We were both playing Virtual World.
All right, how did that go?
The trap is the best card in the air. If you can control your trap and they can't control theirs, you'll always win. And then, I'll show it later, but there's a card I main that some virtual players aren't maining, but I feel like you should because it's a stupid good card in this format, and we'll get to it later.
All right, well, let's get right into it, guys.
All
right, guys, here we go with the main deck profile.
So starting off, very generic, triple Lulus. We're going to start off with all the 3-ofs for the monsters. So we'll start off with triple Lulus, triple GGs. Sorry if I'm going to butcher their names, but their names are hard to say. And then triple Lilies. These are the only ones you want to see a 3 of because they all have synergy where they all like this one dumps 2. This one's a Scarman end phase. It lets you add 1, and it's also level 3, so it combos with Name. And it's another normal summon, so you want to utilize and maximize on this because it's a special summon, normal summon, and it loads your graveyard. So those are the only ones as far as the monsters go that you want to play 3 of.
All right. Now I'm noticing a lot of other people, players that play Virtual World, are running 3 of everything. So what was your your thoughts behind doing the ratios?
So sometimes you'll see double out. I'll just show you the next 2. These are the ones that you play 2 of. And the reason why you don't want to play 3 of is because if you open this, it's so dead. There's times where you'll open this, another spell, awkward hands, where this could be legitimately anything, and it'd be 1,000 times better. Same thing with Lao Lao. You don't want to open your Lao Lao unless you have other resources, because it sucks when you have the spell or the trap, and you only have the Lao Lao in hand. So you would have to use the Lao Lao to send the spell, and you don't want that. You don't want to where you lose resources, because this is your Monster Reborn. So because this is a Monster Reborn, and this is another free special summon, you don't want to use these prematurely. You don't want to use these prematurely, and you don't want to see these in your opening hand. So that's why we don't play 3-0s, because they brick. They're super bad whenever you see too many. Especially when you're trying to draw cards, and you've already added it, and then you draw another one, because it's so dead. It doesn't do you anything.
All right. Now that's it for the Virtual World monsters, right?
That's it.
Total of 16, 17? This is 12. No, I'm
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 monsters.
Oh, 13 total. All right.
13 Virtual World monsters.
All right, next we got what?
Next are the hand traps. These are the only hand traps I would play. Some people play different, but I think you play 3 Ash, 3 side frames, and unfortunately the worst card. You never want to see it. But the reason why you play these is because Ash can stop their gamma. So if you go side frame gamma, because they go so if they Ash your spell or your Lulu, and you side frame their thing, and they try to side frame theirs, you can Ash their side frame and then resolve and get your Lulu off. And not only just that, but side frame this being able to remove monsters on board is one of the best things in the game right now. Monster removal is so strong, and if you do it, you basically win. Like Zodiacs, if they go normal summon Thoroughblade and they just go like activate effect and you decide to pop it, they just go like set 2 pass. Like there's nothing that they do. So
Nice.
that's it for the monster lineup. We don't play any other monsters. We don't play Nibiru. We don't play Skullmeister. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
So for the spells, generic 3 of the World City, 3 of the Quinlongs. This is your best spell in graveyard, on field. This is insane. Being able,
grave everything.
yeah, like being able to like, because there's been times like where people will have like their trap. So what you can do in the mirror is if they have their trap and you have this, you can so you'll activate this. Place this. If they have like the synchro on board, you can use this, banish for cost, target it. And then if you decide to use any of your monsters, if they want to pop it with their trap, you now get a free search. So it like there's times like where getting this, like there's never a bad time to have this unless you just open up all of them. If you open up all of them, it's bad. That's it for virtual world spells. The next is what I call consistency, draw power cards.
Right.
Only 2 power desires. There's nothing worse than activating power desires to draw another power desires. That's why we cut to 2. This is one of the cards when we were testing it. We were bricking a lot when we were playing 3, and I just found this card too often, too much, where like it's nice to have, but it's not good. It's not something you always want to see, especially when draw and lock is so prevalent. There's a lot of times game 2 and 3, I'll always cut it because they play the droll. So if you go desires and they droll you after resolution, then you can't do your Lulu and you can't do your Quinlong. So I'd rather be guaranteed either my Lulu or my Quinlong to guarantee what I'm searching versus just random draws.
All right.
Other draw cards. Triple T's. 3 is bricky. You don't need 3. 2 is more than enough because there's, like I said, there's nothing worse than TTing into another TT.
Oh yeah.
And like people say like, oh, that'll never happen. I've played more than enough time into this deck that it happens more. Like it's awful. It's annoying.
Now, how often do you use the other effects of, looking at your opponent's hand or taking
Very
control of
often.
their monster?
If you like, so let's say like you have like so if you have the spell and you have like the normal 3, like the level 3 monster, and then like Lulu in hand, and they ask that, if you want to do this, look at their hand, you still have full combo because you can still send. That's why spoiler alert, you play 3 trap for this reason, because you can send the trap, add back this. Or you can send like the spell, add the trap. Like there's so many things like you can do to utilize getting the trap again that the draws aren't necessary unless you break. If the only time you should do the draw too is if like you're in a really rough spot. Outside of that, always look at your opponent's hand. That is too good not to.
Nice.
More draw power, upstart, generic. E-Telly, because sometimes, like I said, like you'll draw like the Lao Laos or you'll draw like the Lees, and so like you need to like pop their effects off. So this is just another, it's another psychic monster, so it tutors for like, it's basically a 5th monster, little boy.
Nice.
One of these, I don't like playing 3 of this. I think it's bad. It's good when you're looking for one very specific card. But if you're looking for multiple cards to fix your hand, this isn't really like the fixer for the hand. It's only the solution for one card. So you can look at it as like a mulligan, essentially.
Yeah, so I remember earlier in your matchup, even though you still won it, at one point you mentioned that they asked your foolish burial goods. In that moment, do you ever feel like, man, maybe I should run 2 or maybe not? All right.
It's like I said, it's because like I feel like if I see like too many of it, I'm gonna see it and then like, what am I gonna do? Dump the spell in the trap, and then it's like, well, now I can't like do the specific loops to do like the combos because like Virtual Worlds is a super resource management deck. Super resource management. But yeah, that's why I won't play 2. Because if they ash it, it is what it is.
Alright.
And then the one called by. Very
We're
generic.
gonna keep playing until it comes back, hopefully.
Yeah, come back to 3, please. And then finally, I think all decks should utilize Triple Cosmics. Ignore one of them not being common. This card wins you so many matchups because like a lot of people are asking, do you do Calamities and Standby? And the answer is no. The reason why you don't do Standby and Calamities is because as long as you have one Cosmic or this, you dodge Calamities, or you dodge Droplets, and you dodge Dark Ruler, you dodge Cyframe, and you dodge Imperm. So like you never really care for any of those. And when people say like, how do you dodge Cyframe? You don't do yourself in Standby. You let them normal summon the monster.
I always tell everybody a good Virtual World player will wait until you normal summon or attempt to activate anything.
And no double Calamities. No double Calamities. But yeah, so like in the mirror, this stops their traps. So like I said, like your trap is what wins you games. Conquistadors, Hawkeros. There are so many cards like dinosaurs with Lost World.
Oh, dude.
You hit that like I said, like this card's so good. And then finally, the last 3 cards of the main deck. Triple of the trap. You need this too much.
The reason why the deck is so good, in my opinion, man.
This being able to do Trident consistently without having to like lose the Trident for Zodiacs is too good. And that's it for the main deck.
All right, now we're gonna get into. And now to the extra deck.
So for level 6s, we're playing one of the Stardust Charge Warriors, one of the YuGiOhs, and then one of the Coral Dragons. It kind of depends on how you want to do this. I found myself doing Stardust Charge Warrior going first, but I think in the future, if I'm going to cut a card, I'm probably going to cut Stardust Charge Warrior, because I found myself going to Coral Dragon more going first, and then it's hard to explain without. We'll just go into level 9s. It'll explain it.
Of course.
So Vermilion, Crocosaurus, Jinshin or Shinshin, however you say it, and Double Cloud Castle. The reason why you play
double.
Yes, resources. So the way YuGiOh is right now is turn 1 and turn 2 are basically establishing control of the board. It's putting a player in position to be ahead and in control. But recently, the last format, the mid game has become more prevalent, and being able to play in the mid game, being able to out the Zeus, being able to out the Dragoons, and being able to continuously rebuild your boards consistently. So I feel that Double Cloud Castle is necessary, because there are times when you don't have access, because like this is in Graveyard and they'll do something where you can't like do it again, and you already had one Cloud Castle. How are you going to get your second Calamities without wasting so many resources to go into this, when you can just bring out this, and then it fixes boards.
It's a free VFD at that point.
Yeah, free VFD. But the reason why I was talking about why I would cut this is because I feel like if you go this first and then go this, you go Chain Link 1 this, Chain Link 2 this, you dodge the Side Frame, and then if they have the Ghost Ogre, dodges the Ghost Ogre, and then you're guaranteed at least one draw, versus if you just go straight into this, you don't get the draws. You only get, so that's how you get 2 draws guaranteed out of it. That's it for the Synchros.
Now, I've noticed that you're not playing the Side Frame, the Omega?
Nah. It's the way I built my extra deck, I don't have space for it outside that, like I said, the one Charge Warrior, but I feel like I'd make that Charge Warrior into something else. I'm not too sure. Maybe Shao Fang, because that card's really good. I haven't really tested it, but I just don't have I don't want a card in my extra deck that I can't consistently go into. I want every card in my extra deck to be board control or re-establish control for me, and that's how I look at these cards. So for the rank 3s, we play one Breaksword, one Jaja, and one Long Long. In the mirror, this is really good. This card comes up time from time, like if they have Dragoon, you can out it and you can make this outs Dragoon. That's it. So this is one of the techs. If there is any text in this deck, it's this card, Photon Strike Bouncer. The easiest way to explain it is there are times when the macro, when you have the synchro, and so like your inboard will be this plus Calamities plus Trap, but the macro doesn't do you enough to where it doesn't win you the games. But if you go this, then what happens is you have this plus Calamities. So if they're like a normal heavy deck, normal heavy summon deck like Dogmas, normal summon their whatever Dogma monster, chain the Bouncer, chain the Calamities. So you'll burn them from 1,000 and it negates their effects. And then the other use for this card is sometimes you can out the effect negation of the Dragoon, but you can't out the actual card. You can't remove it. So if you have this plus Calamities, then what you do in their standby, activate Calamities. If they want to Dragoons, you negate it because it doesn't target. It doesn't destroy either. It just negates them and then burns for 1,000. So this card has come up so many times, and it's won me 3 games today. So this card is put in work. One Fang Fang. This card is really good against Outlich. Target their Golden Lord, banish it. Target another card in the graveyard, banish it. Enough said, this card's insane.
Yep, I lost that earlier.
And then finally, Double Calamities. This card wins you games. Like, I don't know what more to say about this card. This card's insane.
Yes, sir. Any,
For the side deck, Draw and Lock. This card's so good right now. This stops Dogma, Dry Times, Virtual World.
Yep.
Like, this card's so good. These are what I consider like power hand traps. DD Crow. These are, in my mind, like some of the most powerful like hand traps, because there's times like against the Virtual World player I went against, I had re-established control, and he had like one card in hand, and he tried to do the synchro, banish for effect, and he DD Crow the synchro, and they lose. Like this card by itself is so good. Also, if they're like for example, if they send like the spell, DD Crow, Draw and Lock.
Nice.
Enough established. These are what I consider the lesser of the hand traps, but they're really good in the games that they do win. Lancia and No Material. The games that these cards will win, blowout. They're automatic game winners, but they're not the best against a variety of decks. They're only really good against decks that utilize these specific cards.
Nice.
Pegatops, just because it's Pegatops.
Yeah.
These are what I consider power cards, where if I resolve this, I should win. Harvey's Feather Duster, Red Reboot, Evenly Matched, Imperial Order. If I resolve any of these 4 cards,
GG.
I assume I win. That's how I look at it. And that's this side deck.
All right. Any remarks? Any final closing thoughts?
Just once again, thank you to Elite Savij. Savij. I did it.
It's all good, man.
All good.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
No problem. Y'all be safe.
All right, you too.
Peace.